everything you see in my room so far has been part of that journey. Everything has a purpose in the astral, but we're not even halfway through. Into the astral realm, into consciousness, into understanding of the universe. What is good, you guys? You already know what time it is. Let's get right into it. Bop, 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 bop. Today I decided to do this fun video where we're just gonna go through my room and see what I got. Now, I love calling my room the astral room because everything in my room has a purpose. And I know when we go live, you guys ask me to like go around my room and show what's up and stuff like that. Why do I got this there? Why do I got that there? And I thought, why don't we just make a video? I bet you this is gonna be 2 parts, okay? Because I got a lot of stuff in my room. I hope this helps you in creating your space, and especially if you're an astral traveler or you're a GFL agent or whatever it is, I hope this inspires you to link so much of your space with your spiritual and your astral journey. So let's just get straight into it. All right, y'all, I got a whole lot we could touch on, and I'm not sure where to start. Oh, that's me. How about let's start with something that isn't so astral. Now, this is where I do podcasts, where I have clients, I do lives, I do almost everything here. This is my work space. You know what's interesting? Oh, this desk is squeaky as hell. Listen. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of my desk. So in this corner, I actually have some spiritual tools. Let's get right into those. This one is my fluorite. Now, all of these are for when I have clients. So sometimes I'll be having a client and maybe I can't think straight, or I just feel kind of everywhere mentally. I hold on to this one, or I actually put it under my ring light. Selenite, which cleanses everything, and especially if there's a lot of chaotic energy, we need a cleansing or whatever it is, I hold it or I put it under the ring light. I also have an obsidian. Honestly, this is mostly for the client, especially when there's a lot of dark energies around them or dark beings around them. I put this under the ring light, and I also like to spin it around, and I just kind of hold it, and it's really good for protective energy, especially if I could feel a being trying to come through. This is right there, and at this point, there's no way they could come through because I've been doing this for so long, but it's a really good tool. And I have a bell. Now, this has multiple purposes. I will ring this bell when you know what? I should put like this. This bell has different purposes. So like, for example, I'll ring it when I have a client. So right before I have a client, I'll ring it like this. And it basically calls spirit into the room, and it allows their guides and their star family to come through my portal, which we're about to talk about in a second. And I also will ring it to cleanse certain energies or to let spirit know I'm done work for the day. So maybe around 7, 8 o'clock, I'll ring it multiple times, and I'll go around my room and I'll ring it, and that's letting spirit and letting my mind and everything know, all right, we're done work for the day and we're in chill mode. You already know I got shungite right here. This is for protecting me against the electromagnetic frequencies from the actual technology. I love just putting it right here. And I also have a black tourmaline. It creates a wall right there. So essentially there's a wall right here to allow a passageway for beings and spirits to come through here. This is actually a grounding mat because winter's coming and I feel disconnected. So my mom actually gave me this, and I actually love it. They waltz in and I see them and I acknowledge them, and I actually have a spirit guard that stands right here. I have stuff there, but it stands there no matter what. And this is a little secret. I use Pokemon cards. So I will use Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! So this is sort of like a spirit tool that could help you in actually creating those energies. In the astral, you create so much with your mind. Just with your mind, when you're physical, you create energies that last in the astral. So when I link energies to Pokemon cards, it actually helps in making them happen. And I love it. So I have that there. That serves as my guard. And then I have a wall. That black tourmaline serves as a wall to ensure that when beings come through this portal, which I'm about to talk about, they come through like this and they don't go this way like that. It allows me to see them and control them, understand, control them in a sense that I know who's coming through and what's going on. And I also have that guard there. And he's always there 24/7. And in the astral, if you guys come to my room astrally, you'll see a big ass guard standing right here. And that's because of him, and that guard or that card serves as a root for that energy, so it stays there. I love him so much. He always warns me. He lets me know when people are coming through, and he's always standing right there when beings come through. So never will I get a slip up in my portal. And slip ups are essentially when darker beings or beings you don't want coming through start slipping through. So maybe you don't cleanse it properly and you don't have the proper protection. Sometimes they could slip through the corners. And if you have astral awareness, you know, right? You know that they came through. So right then you feel them and you understand, you're like, shit, I had to slip up. So then you realize you just got some work to do. Let's now get to the portal. So this large ass mirror is the portal, and it has a poster up there, and it has crystals to help it down here. Now I have these clear quartzes which serve as energy centers for the portal, and it allows beings when they come through to put their energy within it, which I love. I have guards, which there's spirits attached to these for protection. This is attached to Orion, which I love. Like, it just looks like a whole star constellation within it. This is a root to Lyra. So this crystal roots in the Lyran energy and brings it here for me. This is a power structure for the portal. This is connected to Andromeda. Love Andromeda so damn much, and you guys know I have high respect for Andromeda. So Andromeda is big for me, and I have this one. My friend actually gave me this, and he doesn't even know I use it for the portal. Another guard, and I have another very large crystal. It serves the same purpose as this one, but it is larger. These sphinxes that I got standing there, powerful, okay? And they have here little crystals. This one is moldavite, which you guys know I wear all the time and I love, love, love. And I actually have Sintamani. Sintamani is a huge tool for me. I used to love this one so much, and now I love it in terms of being connected and helping me stay connected to the Tektite energy and just power up the portal, because I love Sintamani and moldavite so much. I decided to make it a part of my portal. And anytime I wear moldavite or Sintamani, these are connected to it. As you can see here, as I'm wearing moldavite now, this moldavite is connected to this moldavite, which is connected to this moldavite, which is also connected to another moldavite earrings I wear. Not right now, but I do wear some moldavite earrings sometimes. Now, what we got in here, y'all was looking at this like, yo, you gonna open that up, right? This is one of those wireless chargers, and I have these essential oils I'm trying to find a new spot for as well. That's why I put them there. And I got my crystals, as you see, and I have some natural herbs, which I love to burn, actually. So I just keep these like that, and I keep it on some natural bark, which has some moss on it, completely natural, super damn cool. And in here, full of incense. Every time my family wants incense, they just waltz up in here. You know, we got some other stuff in there. But this pure incense. And down there is just paperwork. And I got some more incense. Yeah, I got actually, what is this called? A drone. And I have Palo Santo, more incense. This is basically my favorite one, the Galaxy one. I also have Blue Lotus, which is one of my favorite herbs. I actually mix it with my cannabis. So this is amazing. Blue Lotus is amazing for connecting with the astral realm, helping you perceive it more, opening you up to it more overall. And the ancient Egyptians used to smoke it or make it into tea, and they saw it as basically like a psychedelic. I've tried it alone. I personally like mixing it with my weed. I put it right here. I'd rather mix it with my weed, honestly. Here is my library. So this is what I call, and every time beings come in my room, they always call it the universal library. So you could just skim through. I got a whole heap of different books here that are amazing. Like this one's about the astronauts. Can't wait to read that more. I got endless books. These ones are more old school, like the ones I used to read before I became conscious. And these are all conscious books. I have these crystals there. I have this obsidian, and I also have a dragon up here. I have lots of writing books, like books to write in. Now, if you are conscious, you know that notebooks are a big thing. I mean, not all conscious people, but a lot of conscious people really vibe with notebooks and putting their knowledge somewhere, especially when you love journaling. So I bought these for different purposes. This one is actually for straight angelic knowledge and wisdom that I get for the beings that come through. I haven't used it yet because I am waiting for the time that I'm guided to use it. This one, I started writing my Astral Travels in it a long time ago. But, and you can see I put some stuff there already. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to use this when I'm guided again. Now, this one is very Syrian. This is a very Syrian type notebook. I started writing, I said this will be my spell book, but you already know I ain't going to use this as a spell book. I'm going to use it differently. But I did start putting symbols and stuff in there and understanding. So maybe I will continue to use it a little bit. But no matter what, I love this book because it's very Syrian. And this book is very draconian. Love this one for sketching and putting in information. This one is going to be used for draconian understandings and draconian culture, all of those type of things, especially dragons and the wisdom from the dragons going in this. I picked the red and the red eye because this is very similar to what I looked like when I was a draconian and my lives as a draconian. So I always was either red or I was black, which is also why I have that poster there. Yo, we have so much we could touch on. This is gonna have to be 2 parts, but let's finish this up with a little bit of this. So this is my conscious collection. Whoa, this conscious collection is gonna be a whole thing, so let's wait for that. But here are my journals. So this is the one I'm writing in now, and this is the one that I finished. This is book 11, but I wrote in here since June 18th to now. And these are all my journals that I've journaled throughout my life so far, going from here all the way to here. So I've been writing a lot. I'm on book 12 now. This is actually book 12. I actually call these my soul Bibles because I pour my soul into them whenever I write in my journals. And I've been doing this for so long that anytime I need some sort of insight, especially from my past, I just go straight to my soul Bibles. And my guides will usually come to me and they'll be like, go to book 7, page whatever. And then I'll read in it and then I'll be like, whoa, like, of course it's exactly what I needed, right? But it's perfect for being able to keep track of your journey while on this planet. And any planet I've ever incarnated on, I would always do something like this. So no matter what, this is not foreign to me. This is something that I almost have to do. This one is book 5. It's called The Book of the Universe. And let's take a look through this thing, man. I write and I draw and I write and I draw. So I've been doing this for a while. Sometimes I put like little pictures and drawings in there. And it basically is depicting my life and where I'm at that moment. And I always like going back and seeing where I was. This is the Book of Thrones. And I write and I draw and I write and I draw. I'll go forever and ever. So this is beautiful. I definitely recommend all you start journaling because it just is so much easier for you to keep track of where you are in your life, and it allows you to look at your life in a third person perspective instead of living your life as you're living your life, and it's literally like you're keeping a story of your life. So you're making your life a book, like a movie, and you're allowed to read it back later and be like, damn, I was there. How did I handle that? And then you go and you look and then you see where your mentality was, where your energy was, everything. It is like the best thing ever. And think about how sacred life is. Like, life is one of the most sacred things ever, something you can't buy, and you're living it every single day. If life is so sacred, you want to keep track of where you're at in your growth and where you want to go next, so you never get lost or you never lose track of who you were or where you've been. Everything is there for you. And then next thing you know, your kids are reading your soul Bibles. You're on book 20 or you're on book 30 and you got kids and they're like, Dad, can I read your soul Bibles? I'm like, go ahead, right? You know what? I probably won't let anybody read these, but I know for damn sure that these are going to be some sort of movie or a book in the future. And I'm excited for that. So my future self watching this, you already know how we about to do. Here we go. Here's another portal I have. I mean, I have tons, and all these portals we're going to get into in another part series, okay? Because they surround my room. And if you go to the astral in my room, you'll see how portal-y these are. Like, I actually use all of these portals when I am in the astral. I pop out of my body when I'm asleep, and I pick where I want to go in the universe, depending on where I'm going or what I have to do. So, like, this one is headed toward Lyra. This one is headed to Earth's orbit. This one is headed to another planet. This is a reminder. This is so I can go anywhere in the galaxy. I just click and choose and go. All of them have a purpose, all for the astral realm, including the sword, including the box, including the oil. Everything has a purpose in the astral, but we're not even halfway through. This is a portal for the Galactic Federation of Light. Now I use this and I align them just like this, and I use this to allow their energy, I use this to allow their energy to fill my room more and to just be with me. Really like those. I have more books, as you can see, and candles, because I always need one candle lit. You know what? This is an interesting spot. This is right under my TV. And I'll end it with this. These are my cards that I always used to use and still use. And shout out to my homegirl, High Energy Empress, okay? Love her cards. And she's not making them anymore, but I love her cards. She gave these cards to me before I actually left Costa Rica, and I really like them. And I mixed them with these animal totem cards, which are amazing as well. I put them in this bag, and everybody that I give this bag to, they always say how good it smells. So this bag is a very sacred bag. Random incenses that I still gotta burn, or I just burned throughout the house. And this, of course, my camera, and I have my astral weaponry. So this is just chalk for if I go on a mission, I need to write something or whatever. This is a selenite sword. It's not sharp at all. And when you do it in the camera, it looks so like, it looks just so iridescent, right? It looks so cool. I really like this sword for the astral and when I do go to the astral, because it just provides an energy route. So I have this sword, I have this obsidian knife, or if you watch Game of Thrones, dragon glass knife, not sharp at all too. And I have these arrowheads. Now, I keep these all very sacred because when I do go to the astral realm and I pop out of my body, I use these as literal weapons. So physically, they're here just as crystals, But you already know crystals are tools that you could do anything with, and you could attach any energy to do anything. So I use these crystals as weaponry. So I have these arrowheads. I don't really use those often, actually, to be frank with you. But I have used this one a lot, which I have to cleanse. And I use this one a lot. So I will say that. If you are looking for astral weaponry because you astral project, you don't have to do this, but I just like doing it because then, one, when you come in my room and you see it, and people are like, what's that? And they don't know what the true purpose of it is. And also, it just gives you more reality to it. You wake up and you're like, that's the sword I use in the astral, right? So I really like that. Okay, let's end this part here. Next, we're going to touch on my collection. We're going to touch on my bedside. We're going to touch on the bed, these things, and all the portals, including this dresser. I just want to say that the amount of beings that come through my portal every day is extravagant. Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't recommend everybody start putting astral portals in their room, especially if you are astral projecting, because the first time I opened a portal, actually, I didn't believe, right? So I was like, you know what? Let whoever wants to pull up, pull up. And I sat there like that. And I remember that was the night that I had a dream, in my dream, and there was this dark being that had like red eyes. It looked like a guy in like a black suit, and he had long fingers and red eyes. He just kept like peeping around the corner in my dream. And I knew I was dreaming, and I looked at him, I'm like, you're not supposed to be here. You know I'm dreaming, right? He got upset. And then he kept trying to switch the dream around so that I would be scared. Long story short, I was like, it's not working, bro. Like, get out of here. You're trying to scare me. It's not working. And I woke up out my bed. As soon as I woke up, I heard footsteps walk away from my bed and go into the mirror. And I was like, oh shit. That's the day I realized this portal stuff was real. The fact that the footsteps walked away from me and went back into the portal, I said, all right, I actually put a lock on this portal. So only fourth dimensional beings, higher vibrational fourth dimensional beings or higher could come through. So only people's ancestors or passed away family members or their spirit guides or their star family can actually come through my portal. If they do get through the lock, they have the guard that's going to stop them, and I'm going to see them. Now it's at the point where hundreds of beings walk through my portal every day. And it's super cool because I'll just be working and then I'll see a being come through and they're standing in front of me. So like, for example, I'll have a client and then a being will walk through. It was actually a being who came through while I was doing a class in the server. And it was a water being. And I was like, whoa, this being is so cool. And they're all like, what is it, Cash? What is it? And I explained to them it was a water being and it was for someone here. And I said, it's for you, Angeli. And then we were talking and I was giving them messages and they were like, thank you. And they're like, how do you know what it looks like? I'm like, it's standing right here. It's standing right in front of me. So even like that, maybe it's an event or like a clients where their passed away family members pull up through the portal or their guides. And their guides always give me like a piece of paper on my left that says where they are now, where they're going, their challenges, their strengths. It tells me everything about them so that I can actually help the person. So having a portal is essential for me, not necessarily for everybody, but for me, it is easier for things to happen and to go smoother if I have a portal right there. Okay, now there will be times, all right? There will be times where I have to close it. The other portals are open. So like they're open in a sense that if you come in through the big portal, you go out one of these smaller ones. But this big portal I keep open most of the day and I feel it open and it's always there and the beings will walk through and sometimes I'll see just maybe a bright light, like a flashing a light and I'm like, whoa. And then I see like the being walk in. It all depends on the type of being. I've seen beings that look like this. I've seen beings that look like this. And I've seen beings that look like this. I've seen it all. Or that's an overstatement. I've seen a lot. And they're all really interesting to talk to. One time, I sat down and I had my notebook and my desk was turned the other way so I could sit down and have a discussion with a spirit in front of me. And I literally just write down what they're telling me and talk with them. And I'll be like, why are you here? Oh, I see this in your life. And they're like, yes. And we're having a conversation. And then they'll bounce out the portal and then a new being will come through. And I was literally interviewing spirits. And it was so cool. But the weird part was they were telling me things that kind of scared me sometimes. Like, for example, one being was an octopus being and it had one eye. And he came through and he was like, he told me his name and he said that there's someone after you. But all the beings I interviewed said that. They were all like, there's someone after you. You need to look out. You need to watch out. And I was like, okay. It didn't scare me. It just had me like on the swivel a bit. I was like, okay, maybe I need to keep my eyes open more. And then something did happen after. There was someone who was really trying to take me down. And it was a whole thing. But we've dealt with worse after that. So that's almost nothing now. But that was a whole thing. And there was kids involved because the kids were being attacked by beings and stuff like that. And no one believed them. There was just so much intricacies going on. And that made me want to step more into my purpose in protecting the people, especially in the town. People that know to come to me for spiritual help. It could just be personal help or it could be literal astral realm help. Like they're being attacked by a being or they want to astral project and want someone to take them. I'll be there. So I realized my purpose and I realized where I'm at and my role, my reason for coming to Earth. But now I'm just in the mode of growth. I'm still evolving. I'm still trying to get stronger and understand how this all works. So everything you see in my room so far has been part of that journey into the astral realm, into consciousness, into understanding of the universe. And I will keep doing that. And so you've only seen half of my room, but in the next video, we're going to go into the other half. We're going to talk about the portals, the bed, everything, and go in depth with how I live a life that's mixed with the astral and the physical. Love you guys so much, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.